How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Math with Corey. Today we're going to find the equation of a line passing through 2 points. Alright, so given 2 points, using 3 simple steps, we'll be able to find the equation of a line. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so here are our 3 steps. Okay, first, find a slope. Second, pick a point. Third, plug in our slope and selected point. Okay, and what does that all mean? Well, we'll get into those steps. But first, let's look at the equation of a line, okay? It's y equals mx plus b. So x and y are our variables, right? They are unknown, okay? But what we're really interested in is finding m and finding b. Well, what is m? M is our slope, and the equation for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and we get those from our points, okay? But again, we'll get into that once we get into the steps. So just understand that m is your slope, okay? So what is slope? So if we look at, okay, some graph of a line, let's draw a line, just a straight line like this, okay? So basically m, which is the slope, describes the angle at which my line is at, okay? So for this line, okay, it's increasing, okay, at a certain slope, okay? So I might have a more steep line, right, with a greater slope, maybe a less steep line with less of a slope, or maybe even a negative slope, okay, in which the line is decreasing. Okay, so slope basically describes the angle at which the line is increasing, decreasing, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what slope is, okay, and then we'll get into the algebra of it, right, and how to find the slope. Okay, so that's slope. Then the other part here is b. So I have y equals mx plus b. So what is b? So if we look back at these lines, okay, they intersect the y-axis at some place, okay? So b is my y-intercept, and basically y-intercept is where on the line, or where does on the y-axis does the line intersect, okay? So we have all these places where these lines intersect the y-axis, and that's called my y-intercept, and b is represented, okay, representative of my y-intercept, okay? So let's get into this example here, and we'll see how we can find slope, pick a point, plug in our slope and selected point so that we can represent the equation of this line. All right, so again, let's follow these steps. The first step, find slope. Okay, so m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Well, what's y2, what's y1, what's x2, and what's x1? That's what I need to find the slope. Okay, well, if I look at my point, so my first point is 1 comma 6, and my second point is 3 comma negative 4, okay? We know, okay, that a point is x comma y, right? Those are the 2 parts of a point, okay? All right, so what I'll say is this, okay? I'll say that 1 is x1, right? Because this is my first point, okay? And that's the x part, okay? And I'll call 6 y1, okay? And I'll call 3 x2 because it's part of my second point, and negative 4 y2, okay? Hey, look at that. Now we have all the parts. We have y2, we have y1, and we have x2 and x1. Okay, now we can find the slope. So plugging into this formula, m equals, so y2 is going to be negative 4 minus y1, which is 6. Then x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is 1. Okay, so we have negative 4 minus 6 over 3 minus 1. So negative 4 minus 6 is going to be negative 10 over 3 minus 1 is going to be 2. So we find that our slope, m, is going to be negative 5. Negative 10 over 2 is negative 5. So that's my slope, okay? So again, we look at our points, we select x1, y1, x2, y2, okay? And then we just plug into our equation for slope, and we get negative 5. Okay, great. So now we have this part, right, the m, but we still need the b part, right, which is the y-intercept. Now let's try to think, how can we find that, right? So if I have y equals negative 5x plus b, okay? right? Usually when we're solving equations and things like that, right, in math, we'll have one unknown. And when we have one unknown, right, or one thing to solve for, we're able to easily solve for it. But when we have, you know, a y as the unknown, x as an unknown, and b as an unknown, it's going to be pretty difficult to find what b is unless we know what x and y are. But what if we pick a point, right? What if we picked one of these points, okay, to fill my x and my y? Then I can probably easily solve for b. So let's look at what that is, right? So let's say I selected the first point, right? And I could have selected the second, really doesn't matter. But I'll select the first point, okay? So, okay, the y here is going to be 6, okay? 6 equals negative 5 times x. Well, the x is 1, okay? Plus b, okay? All right, great. So now, as you could see, I can easily solve for b, okay? Because this is going to be 6 equals negative 5 times 1 is negative 5 plus b. And to solve for b, I could just add 5 over to the other side. So b equals 6 plus 5 is 11. That's it. Look at that. Very simple, right? So first, I found the slope, okay? Then I picked a point, plugged into my equation with the slope, okay? So I had 6 equals negative 5 times 1 plus b. I solved for my y-intercept, or what b is, right? So b equals 11, okay? So that was my last step. Plug in our slope and selected point, okay? So now I can represent it as negative 5x plus 11, okay? And this is the case where the slope is negative, okay? So you would see the line decreasing, okay? So that's how you find the equation of a line passing through the points, okay? So given 2 points, okay, I find the slope. Then I pick one of the points, solve for my y-intercept, or b, and then I plug in our slope and selected point, and this is how I get the equation of a line, given 2 points. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Hey guys, one more thing I just wanted to add. So, like I said, I could have picked either my first point or my second point to find b. So I just wanted to show you that. So again, I had y equals negative 5x plus b. Okay, so m equaled negative 5. And again, we already solved for it, but I just wanted to show you that if I selected my second point, I could still solve for b and I get the same exact answer. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so y is going to be negative 4. So negative 4 equals negative 5 times x. X is 3 plus b. Okay, so I have negative 4 equals negative 5 times 3, negative 15 plus b. So let's think about this. So if I want to solve for b, I can add 15 over to the other side, and I would get b equals 11. So isn't that pretty cool? So either way, right, if I selected my first point or my second point, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to get the same y-intercept, or as we call it, the same b, okay? So I can write my answer again as y equals negative 5x plus 11, all right? Thanks for watching, guys.